and you don't want boring.
All right.
Episode 6435. What are we up to? I don't even know.
Me neither. I've now lost track as well.
It's in the 30s.
30-something. Yep.
When we get to 50, are we going to have balloons?
100. I think you do it at 100, don't you?
Mate, 50 is a pretty big achievement. No one's watching it. Did you
That's
see
just because you turned 50 and you want to feel like it's a big achievement.
No, not at all. Did you see the comment? Someone's comment on one of the ones that went up recently was like, if you are in the skate snow world and you're not watching this podcast, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It said, literally no one's watching this. Why not? Like, so listen to that guy in the comments and hit the like and subscribe button.
Yep.
On both platforms, Spotify and what's the other one?
Yeah.
YouTube.
Just, it's a little button. Click.
Yeah. Apparently YouTube changed their rules with the words that you're allowed to say.
Really?
Not sure which words they are, so we'll probably
Let's test
that
it. How? Eminem's on YouTube.
Yeah, but I think there's words he doesn't say for sure.
Or just like half his songs bleeped out?
They probably just edit it. But yeah, I know I was watching something the other day and there was a lot of bleeping all of a sudden. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Kill Tony's still got pretty heavy. Like the R word's definitely still allowed. So I don't know what words are, but there's some stuff that's now not cool. Anyway, what are we talking about today? Life update.
Yeah, life update. We haven't recorded one for quite a few weeks because I took a much needed holiday.
Post-winter break.
Yeah. It took me, I went for 2.5 weeks. I think it took me the first week to actually, chill the fuck out.
That's crazy.
And calm down after the winter season. My brain was just like, you got to do something. What's going on? Da, da, da. It was hectic, but it was some very good R&R. Is that what you call it?
Yeah. Do you know what the 2 R's stand for?
Rest and recover?
No.
Research and something?
No. Research?
I don't know. No, that's R&D.
Come on. You don't
Research
know what
and
R&R
develop.
is? That's R&D.
Yeah.
R&R.
Rest?
And?
Respite.
No. It's recreation.
Ah, okay.
I think it's a military thing, right?
What's respite mean?
Respite, if you can go into... Respite would be if you... when you went away, I had some respite. Because you weren't here, I didn't have to deal with you. That's what respite
Fuck
is.
You.
It's true.
YouTube, can you still say fuck?
Yeah. No, respite, you're giving that to someone else.
Oh, giving you
Giving the other person some respite. Respite care, for example, would be if a husband or a wife, say the husband's got dementia and the wife doesn't, she needs him to go into respite care so she can have a life for a minute and not have to be a carer the whole time.
Uh-huh, right.
So respite's allowing someone else to breathe.
Okay, well, did you have some respite care
No.
while I was away?
No, I fucking dealt with everything here.
Yeah. You were in a pretty rough time while I was away, actually.
That wasn't great. My dog died. My second dog in a year. Yeah, that was sucked.
When did you put Jack down?
About a year ago.
Really?
Yeah.
And Freddie this year?
Yeah, a few weeks ago.
How old was he?
Freddie was only 3. He was very sick though. So yeah, here's what it is. I'm okay. We actually all feel a bit relieved. Anyway, let's not talk about dogs and death. Let's talk about what happened while you were away.
I was about to go, what did happen? As if you had news to tell me.
What do you mean?
I have news.
Yeah, you have.
You actually got me for a second there.
Oh, nothing happened here.
My partner proposed to me. So
there you go.
that happened while we were away, which was very exciting. And beautiful.
So there you go. You got to get married now.
Yeah.
At some point.
at some point in the distant future.
Distant future.
Well, Japan's coming up starting next year. And then there's just so much happening next year that it's like hard to fucking
But you have to
breathe.
go to Ireland.
Yeah. Got to do that too at the end of the year. So
The end of next year.
September, October, I'm hoping.
Okay, we'll go with October because I'm going to Vietnam in September.
Yeah, true. Okay. So
Make
yeah,
sure you
well,
don't-
after
we don't
winter
fuck-
season.
Let's not fuck that up.
And then you go to Vietnam. So
Yeah, I only do Asia. I only go to Asian countries. I don't go to Europe anymore.
you have never done any other Asian country besides Japan.
That's not true. Well, no, well, not recently anyway.
Where else have you gone?
In like the last 30 years, nowhere really.
Just Japan.
Since I found Japan, I kind of don't go anywhere.
You're like,
I've been to like islands, heaps of islands. Fiji, Vanuatu, all those shitty little
yeah, but they're like
South Pacific.
the islands. That's not like Asia
It's
and
not
South Asia.
Well,
Southeast Asia.
no, it's the islands. It's been a while since I've been anywhere, to be honest. Yeah, just Japan.
Just Japan.
I got a new passport. Well, actually, I haven't got it yet. I applied for a new passport, and I was flicking through my old passport, and the only stamps in it are Japan, Port Vila. There's 2 for Port Vila in Vanuatu and 1 for Fiji, but the rest is just Japan, 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 Japan. It's funny. There's I think it's a little picture of Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
So it's just Fuji, like 10 pages of it. So in 10 years, I think in 10 years that passport existed. I went maybe 11 times. I'm not sure because there was a pandemic.
We missed 2 pandemic years because we were there 2020,
Well,
and then we
We
missed.
didn't. Everyone did.
Yeah, everyone did.
It wasn't an option to go.
Well, I'm just talking about our timeline right now.
Yeah.
We were there 2020 when
But
it
I
all
still
broke
think
out.
there was 9, maybe 9. Because we went twice this year. No, I'm so confused. Anyway,
We didn't
we
go.
did.
We went once this year,
when was that other
and then we went
time?
in October the year before.
They were very close together.
Very
October
close.
and
October and May.
May, right.
So 6 months.
Anyway, it was mostly full of Japan.
That's how fast our years are going
Yeah,
now.
fucking over it.
It's
Let's
crazy.
talk about skateboarding and snowboarding.
Skateboarding's having a
Something's going on.
little life pumped back into it.
Yeah, we copped a lot of shit about how negative we were. I mean, there were a few they were basically aimed at me, let's face it. There were a few
Love
comments.
that all the comments are just aimed at you.
There were a few comments about, I think it was called The State of Skate that we did a podcast about.
Yeah.
And it was just like, skateboarding was 6 months ago, skateboarding was completely dead and in the toilet. And we were just talking about that. We weren't stating an opinion as in, we don't ever think it'll, it was none of that, no survival or whatever. It was just, this is how it is at the moment. And people got really grumpy that I was so negative. And it's like, well, fucking, that's what we do for a living. So when it's shit, it's hard not to be negative. But in the last 2 or 3 weeks, forget the school holiday week, right? The 2 weeks leading into the school holidays, we're in early October at the moment, something happened, like where there was a big spike in the amount of deck sales. And my lifetime of doing this, which is heading towards, 28 years of selling skateboards, right? The biggest indicator you get of whether skateboarding is healthy or not is the amount of decks you sell, not the amount of wheels or trucks or bearings or shoes or anything. It's the amount of decks. Because it means people are actually either breaking them, wearing them out, or getting back into it.
Yeah.
And I think the third one is what's going on. It seems like a lot of people are kind of rediscovering their love for it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I've had a few customers say to me on the shop floor, I'm just getting back into it.
Yeah.
And you're like, sick.
10% of all skateboard decks that we've sold this year were sold in those 2 weeks. In a year that sold fuck all skateboard decks, it just saw a big spike. And I don't know if this week just gone has maintained that, so I'll have to have a look, but hasn't felt as skateboardy as this for a long time. Like, there's definitely a reappearance of something with skateboarding. It doesn't feel like it used to. Fuck, we sell a lot of helmets. That's the
half of those to like
e-bike
e-bikes
kids, but
and scooter kids.
we sell a lot of pads too. They're not for e-bikes, so they're mostly skateboarding. What skateboarding is going to re-emerge as is younger. It's more diverse, as in gender diverse. It's definitely more female skateboarders than I've ever seen coming in. There's a lot of mums and dads that either encouraging it or trying to do it with their kids, which is fucking crazy, but unless they've already skated. But there's definitely this, it's got a new look about it. The Olympics had an effect. I wouldn't call it a massive effect.
Yeah, for sure.
Somebody asked me yesterday, I think it was yesterday in the shop, surely the Olympics made a massive impact. I'm like, did you start swimming after the Olympics? And he looked at me like, what? I'm like, did you go down to the local pool and start doing laps? And he went, no. I went, I think it's kind of the same. Like, you don't start fencing because you saw some people fencing at the Olympics. It's a weird thing. Like, it's really entertaining and you watch it, but I don't think if you're not a skater, you're necessarily going to go, that's the sport for me. A very small percentage, maybe.
Yeah.
But it might inspire people to get back on their boards.
That's what I was going to say. It's like,
and I think that might be the effect.
It's reigniting people being like, oh, fuck, that was pretty cool. I miss doing that.
Yeah, I think that's a bigger factor, maybe. And then you'll see some sort of carry on from that. The splitting of the thing is really interesting, right? You're seeing these little kids, you're seeing lessons as a big thing, you're seeing all this stuff that we've talked about before. I'm still not seeing that teenage boy that's just a rat, like a skate rat, the ones that lived and breathed it. There are not as many of them. There's, if any, to be honest, there's few and far between. So that's kind of frustrating. Whether they've just shifted and it's buying not even online or whatever.
It's not even like that, like skate rat in terms of like you're out of control, like drug, like or graphing or anything like that. It's just the attitude. It's like, it's the, hey, I don't want to live by like these set of rules or whatnot. I want to push the boundaries. It's just a different way of looking and being in life. And you can kind of tell when you meet those kids, they just think differently.
Yeah, where are they? Where are they? Are they doing something else maybe? Like they're getting into other sports. I talk about rock climbing all the time because that's where I go. And God, it's packed. It's getting busier and busier and busier. And I talk to a lot of them there, and they're not the skaters. They're close, but they're not as gnarly. They're not as like, I guess they're not as sort of core mentality as a skater. They're all little kids that are a bit misfitty and whatever, but they're not as core as a skate kid would be.
Do you think that because of today's world being so accepting of everyone being so different in so many different ways, like just in hobbies and looks and just so much different things that are on the tables that people are now like, okay, cool, if that's what you like, that's into it. Whereas like
100%.
the kid that came up that felt like a misfit is now growing into a world that's like, anything you want to be, you go for it.
Yeah, he can play video games, he can fucking rock climb, he can play. Yeah, it's changed for sure.
Yeah, it's not like you have parents being like, don't skateboard. That's not a sport.
No, they're encouraging it.
Now they're like, let's go skate.
Man, a lot of what we see in the shop is as long as he's not on his phone or his laptop, I'm happy. So I'll buy him a new skateboard.
There is always that natural pushback with a kid of like pushing back the rules and finding where the boundaries are. In a world that doesn't really have any boundaries, how do you push back and be different?
Don't know.
Because even now, the main, sorry, that just came to me and I was just thinking about that. Because like even the main trends with like fashion, you can wear whatever the fuck you want now.
There's no rules. It's society's boundaries have shifted, they've widened.
Yeah.
So you can kind of be who you want or do what you want. So skateboarding used to be an outlet for that, I think. It gave you a little tribe to be a part of that was super different. Now there's thousands of those tribes. You know, every kid's different. You look at,
Yeah.
I mean, Northern Beaches is probably not a great example, but outside of the Northern Beaches, there's a lot of variant. Northern Beaches is still, I wish I could take everyone who's listening to this to freshwater shops any night of the week and show them the 50 e-bikes and 50 blonde-haired, blue-eyed teenage girls just hanging around the chicken shop, because they all look exactly the same. It's fucking nuts how the crew of like teenage girls and boys hanging out there, and they all look exactly the same. But if you go anywhere else, that's not the case. So it's definitely changing for sure.
Yeah.
Skateboarding will find its way though. I'm pretty positive that it'll find a sweet spot sooner or later.
Yeah, and like the thing about skateboarding is it's not something that you can easily pick up.
No.
Like there's no shortcuts, there's no like Google it and find out the hack. Like you can't do it. It's just time on a board.
Oh, it's
and
the
getting
hardest.
hurt.
It's the hardest sport, I think. It's definitely the one that you pay the biggest price to get good at. Like you can get good at almost anything with less pain than skateboarding.
I don't know, like have you seen those things that pop up now? They're like socks with built-in shin guards.
Oh. Yeah, I
knew
saw
you'd
that on
love them.
Instagram the other day.
Yeah,
you
I think
sent it to me.
yeah, I did. Yeah.
It's just like, fuck off. You've got to suffer a bit, or else you won't. You'll just
Pay your
keep making the
dues.
same mistakes. Like you learn from fucking pain a little bit. Like if you hit your shin enough, you'll stop hitting your shin. I'll show you. There's a hole in my shin.
Have you learnt?
Nah. No, that wasn't skateboarding though, so it doesn't matter.
It was still a
Doesn't
sport.
count. Yeah. And I still smash my shin. You don't learn, I guess, but maybe it's smart to put kids in socks with bloody shin pads in them. I don't know. It just isn't something that would have flown 10 years ago or 20 years ago. There's no way anyone would have worn those. But now everyone wears protective everything. So
Yeah.
it's definitely in an interesting place.
I had I was fitting a scooter kid for pads the other day, and
Why
I'm
would
like,
a scooter kid need pads?
I don't know.
Why? I'm going to rant. You ready for a rant?
I think it's tradition now.
Borders is called Borders, right? I couldn't have named 28 years ago when I named the place. I named it. I named it Borders because I was like, snowboarders, skateboarders. This can't even be confused with surfing because a surfer is a surfer. I put the S on the end so that you knew it was for skateboarders and snowboarders. I didn't put, or I would have just called it boards. So, and then you could have confused it for surfboards. But scooters, man, we don't sell them. We never have. We never will.
Rollerblades.
I don't know why. Like, we get more inquiries. I get it. There's no scooter shop in this area anymore. Someone open one because it's doing my head in. We will send you, I would say on average, 5 customers a day.
Yeah.
That's how good you can do. If someone out there is a scooter cook or sorry.
I love that slipped down.
Sorry, if someone out there is a scooter enthusiast and wants to sell scooters on the Northern Beaches, fuck, I think I've blown that. I'm so used to saying that it just literally slipped out.
Yeah, you said it now. Go for
Sorry.
it.
Well, if you're a scooter enthusiast who wants to sell scooters, we'd highly recommend you open a store somewhere so we can send you the customers. Because we don't know anything about them. We won't repair them. We won't touch them. So we're just upsetting people. But if we had somewhere to send them,
yeah,
be good for. I think
we do have somewhere to send them, and we're sending them there. So
I think you should open a store, and I think you should call it.
Scooters are us.
I don't know. I don't know what I'd call a scooter shop.
Kooks are us.
Scoot me in the head.
Scoots and kooks.
Kooks and scoots. Scooter kooks. Just call it that. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't know. There's a few, but they're a long way from here. I think World of Wheelcraft or some shit sells them. World of Wheelcraft, is that what it's called? It's the worst name shop in Australia. I said that from day one. I'm not going to back down. World of Wheelcraft. Is that
Yeah. It's a video game.
What is?
World of Warcraft.
Oh, is that what it... Oh, man, it's even worse now.
I had to think about what the name was called, but yeah.
Oh, well.
It's like it's a massive game. Huge.
All right. I'm surprised I haven't been sued then.
Because it's wheels. It's pretty different.
Wheelcraft. What's a Wheelcraft? Do they must sell
World
everything
of Wheels?
World of Wheelcraft, isn't it?
Is it Wheelcraft?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Every time I hear it, I'm like, that's stupid. Stupid name. What does that mean?
Do they sell scooters?
They must. Rollerblades, scooter. I think anything with wheels. Maybe not. Anything. Probably don't sell cars.
It's the same issue that we're having with the boards.
Yeah. But I'm sure if you rang up and said, have you got scooter grips or whatever we keep getting asked for, they'll know what you're talking about. Guy asked me for scooter gloves today.
Scooter gloves?
Yeah, I didn't know they were a
grip's
thing.
not good enough.
I sold the kid a helmet. His dad proceeded to tell me that he was a scooter kid, and I'm like, oh, that's great, cool. No worries. Helmet's a helmet. Here you go. Here's your watermelon helmet.
Oh, that's a fucking craze right now.
Yeah, watermelon helmets. We're sold out again. Watermelon helmet, and then I was like, okay, anything else I can help you with? And he said, yeah, I'm after some gloves too. And I'm like, for what? Skiing? And he was like, no, for the scooter. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a new one. Didn't know that was a thing. So I just said, no, can't help you. I don't know anything about scooters. And at that point, he looked up and looked around. So, oh, you don't sell scooters? No shit, dude. Boarders. Anyway, rant over. Fucking hell, it's just hard.
So we will never be stocking scooters?
No. Well, we literally just had this conversation about something else, another snow product that I don't believe in, that we've got to fucking figure out what we're doing with, which, there's products we don't want to sell. And that one, we've talked about this before too, the one thing you can sort of be sure of is if you're buying it from us, it's because we believe in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not necessarily the bottom end snowboard that we sell or whatever, but we understand that has a place. And the cheap, complete skateboards, we get that they have a place. They're going to introduce someone to the sports, and then they'll find their love for it, and then we can sell them the good stuff. But we won't, I don't know about selling products that I just don't have a connection with at all.
No, it's like we did longboarding for a little while there because it kind of crossed over.
It kind of still does.
And there was when that longboard phase was booming, and like people would come in and be like, try and talk to me about the wheels and like the orangutan wheels and the different, like one was smooth and one was grained, and I was like, I've broken it. I was like, I don't know. And they're like, oh, it's for sliding. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it got a lot, didn't it? I remember going out and trying to do it. To the point where I'm
like, this is a whole nother world. Like, I've ridden a skateboard. I don't claim to myself to be a skater.
Claim to yourself.
Claim to be. I don't claim to be a skater, but I can ride a skateboard.
Yeah. Well, longboard, anyone can ride a longboard.
Yeah, but when you start sliding and all the like technology and like in the wheels and the gloves and all that kind of stuff, it's a whole nother world.
It was huge there for a minute. I used to go out at night and find big hills to go bomb to see how fast we could go on those things. Because we'd always ridden normal size skateboards down those big hills since we were kids, like even in the 70s and 80s, that's what you did. So when these big stable longboards came out, we used to take them out at night. I remember going out with Mark and Jimmy. And
how'd that end up? I
got shredded one night.
What do you mean?
I came off there was a brand new road up at Bunnings, Belrose. They'd built, the whole complex was built, but there was no one there yet. And we went up there and the road was so fresh and fast, and I was doing, I don't know, it used to go really, really fucking fast. And no helmets, no gloves, no pads, none of the shit that the longboard guys were wearing. We were just like, no, let's just go bomb a hill. And this fucking thing got loose, out of control, started. I found out where they get dangerous. I found out the speed that they get dangerous. It started to death wobble. Even on those big reverse kingpin trucks, there is a point. And I found it, and I was like, fuck, I've got to wash some speed. I've got to slide. And I threw the tail of it into a slide, and it just fucking high-sided me like a snowboard.
Oh, front side.
Yeah, like catching a toe side edge, and I just Superman through the...
Did you not put enough? Because you've got to put a lot of power in to slide a soft wheel.
It just gripped and flung me. I was going too fast. But I didn't. I should have sort of started turning harder and then started sliding, but I just threw it into the slide as soon as I felt the wobble. I'm no longboarder. Yeah, that's what you do on a shortboard. Like, as soon as it starts to wobble, you just slide, and it would always slide.
Yeah, because you were on hard wheels.
Yeah, these wheels are 5-6 times wider than a normal skateboard wheel, and they were soft, and it gripped and flung me, and I lost all the skin on my arms, both arms. My fingertips were all fucked. I tore a hole through both my knees. I had a hole in my shoe where it went through the toe of the shoe and ripped my toenail apart. I was fucked. And now the Bunnings store had just opened, and it was a Thursday night. So we walked up there, and I bought a first aid kit from Bunnings, and just fucking, I wrapped myself in bandages, and it was Valentine's Day. I was supposed to be going out for dinner. So I just went and bought some flowers, and then went home dressed like a mummy. And I'm talking about the mummies from Egypt. I was fucked. I've never shredded myself like that in my whole life. I'm just lucky I didn't hit my face. I was super lucky. Yeah. But yeah, my fingertips were torn.
Just like...
So Superman. I had massive holes in my palms, and I was fucked.
Just
I couldn't even drive. Tore my fucking hamstring to pieces because I must have tried to fucking stand up and pulled a hammy, and I just was torn to pieces. I was fucked. They properly fucked me up.
Oh,
yeah.
Painful.
Yeah, it was not good. I've never gone through shoes quicker. They were brand new shoes, and I had 2 holes in my toes from dragging them along the concrete. Just like sliding. It was fucked. I've got photos somewhere. Don't know if I could find them for this, but I've got...
Your wife would have been stoked. Yeah,
she was not happy at all. This is a long time ago too. It wasn't like we'd been married for probably a couple of years at that point.
Yeah.
So apart from skateboarding feeling like it's coming back on, there's not much going on because snowboarding's stopped completely. It's a little dribble of people starting to think about Japan, and there's a bit of summer product like powder boards and stuff starting to get a bit of interest, but it's pretty quiet. So anything else happening? Got any movie recommendations? You flew a lot. Did you watch anything? I've got 2 Netflix series for everyone.
I told you I was on the shittiest plane on the way over there. I booked thinking it was an international flight that you would get a nice plane.
It's international.
And it was like we got on the plane going there. The plane coming back was much, much better and newer, but we must have got on one from like the 90s or something like that. It was honestly the most uncomfortable flight I have ever been on.
How long's the flight?
It's like a 6-hour flight, and we left at like 5, so we landed, because of time zones, we landed at 10 p.m. So like it wasn't overnight or anything, but it was like the seats were like cement. It was horrible. There was no TV. There was no...
Really? No TV?
No TV. You could watch it, like connect to the internet and watch on your phone or whatever, like in-flight on your phone.
Internet? The in-flight?
Yeah, in-flight.
You had to pay though, didn't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Were you flying with Jetstar?
No, Virgin.
Well, Virgin's shit too.
But I think they own Jetstar.
Do they? No.
Yeah, they do.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking what a shit show. I don't, budget airlines, mate.
Well, Virgin's not meant to be budget.
I think Virgin's owned by Qantas. Oh, Jetstar's owned by Qantas? I don't know. Someone fucking put it in the comments. I don't know who's owned by what.
Well, I didn't think.
So no movie recommendations?
No.
I've got two hang on, they're not Netflix series. I think they're Paramount Plus. No, I shouldn't even do this. There's one called Nothing But a Good Time. It's fucking excellent doco about hair metal. It's so good.
Didn't you already say this?
No.
Oh.
Not on here.
Okay.
I only just watched it. 4-part series about hair metal.
Yep.
It's so sick. It's so good. It's really fucking worth watching. And then because I watched that, it recommended the history of Lollapalooza, which is another concert series, like a festival thing that happened in the States back in the day. And it's really good too. So watch those two.
Can I ask you a weird question?
Go for it.
What do you think of Ed Sheeran?
I don't think of Ed Sheeran.
Okay.
The first time I've thought of Ed Sheeran since the last time someone mentioned his name was right now.
Okay.
What do you mean what I think of him?
it.
Isn't he a fucking singer-songwriter, guitarist, dude?
Yeah.
I think all of those fucking people are lame. We've had this conversation, haven't we?
Yeah.
Any fuckwit
I started another one.
can pick up an acoustic guitar. Not anyone, because I can't, but anyone with any musical talent, that's the one fucking thing they can do. There's so many of them. I don't know why he's so popular. I don't get it.
Oh, because he worked his fucking ass off.
But they all do.
Yeah, but...
John fucking...
Yeah, well, that's why, because it paid off.
Yeah, I'm sure
He did, like, I don't know, I watched his 3-part series on Disney or something like that. And
That's where it should be, Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of that style of music, so I just don't consider them talented. It's just stupid. But that's the reality, right?
I said that too. I was like, I don't really like him. And Neil's like, are you kidding me?
But he likes fucking...
Bon Jovi.
Yeah, not Bon Jovi. What's the other one? Claire, by the way, is marrying someone whose favourite band's fucking Nickelback. Can't even defend it, see? It's undefendable.
He doesn't put it on at home, so...
No shit.
I put on Eminem's album the other day, and like he walked out into the kitchen and I just had rap playing, and he loves Eminem, but he doesn't like rap music.
The actual music.
Yeah. And so I like had like my rap playlist on or whatever, and then he came out and was hanging out, and he really could tell he was like, and so I was like, okay, I'll keep the same genre. I was like, I'll just put on Eminem.
What did
put on the white version of rap for you.
Well, he's Irish. It's not like they're listening to a lot of hip hop in Ireland. What did you think of that album?
It's fucking good.
Yeah, I think it's actually really good.
He's so fucking good.
He's controversial.
His timing's excellent.
He just knows what people are thinking, and he's very astute.
Yeah, I wonder what the younger generation are going to think.
I think Gen Z's trying to cancel the whole world. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, but like...
There's one song where he actually says, I think one of the lyrics is, oh God, I'm about to be Gen Z'd.
Yeah.
It's like, he doesn't give a fuck.
I know he doesn't give a fuck.
He's uncancelable.
Yeah, 100%. But I wonder if they're like the Gen Alphas that are coming through, I think...
They might turn this whole mess.
I think they're pushing back against the Gen Z thing.
How old is a Gen Alpha? Aren't they 10?
I think they're like young teens now.
No, I don't think so, because my kids are... Zoe's a Gen Z. She's only just turning 18. I think the Alphas are very young. I hope that they are a little bit less fucking... You know what? The Alphas are going to have parents who are Gen X's. Aren't
Alphas?
They? Aren't Gen Z?
And millennials.
How the fuck has Gen Z ended up like this?
Because of you guys.
Get fucked, man. I'm not politically correct at all.
Yeah, but your kids are Gen Z.
Yeah, and they're all woke. Well, they pretend to be. Or Zoe pretends to be. Tia is, legitimately. But Zoe, questionable.
She's listened to you one too many times.
Yeah, probably. I saw what happened to Tia and I fixed it. I was like, I'm not going to let this happen twice. That's going to get me. I shouldn't have said that. That was a mistake saying what I just said. But anyway.
You're going to have to ask Portno to cut that out.
What are we doing?
Where my generation is raising the alphas.
You can't. Oh yeah, I guess you would have just started having kids, your generation. Yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
And I think
But
we're
if
pushing.
millennials
I
are
think
having alphas, aren't they going to be little fuckwits too? Whoops.
the what?
Aren't the alphas going to be, if the millennials are bringing them up, aren't they going to be woke?
No, I think the millennials are kind of like thinking, no, a man should have a male role.
Oh, bullshit.
Not to an extremist extent, but
we believe that more than anyone, and we're the ones who've caused this woke generation. We brought them up.
how did you do it?
Well, I didn't do shit. It's not me, particularly me. I don't know. I've got a lot of fucking... I know a lot of people my age. I'm not going to like point anyone out that wear salmon-coloured polo shirts and fucking would drive Teslas. And they're Gen Xers. They sold out our whole generation.
Okay, well, if you go back to your generation, there is
We all should be wearing fucking...
there is a portion of you guys that was fuck corporations.
Oh,
And then
at
there
one
was the
point-
rest of the generation that was like, we're going to work for a corporation.
Yeah, the rest of the generation was going buy Apple shares.
Let's go buy seven button-up shirts.
Yeah, I don't know if that's all... I don't know what my generation... Like, that side of my generation, that corporate salmon button-up on the weekend Tesla driving dude, I don't fucking know how that... Like, it's embarrassing. I don't get it. Like, in my head, if you're a Gen Xer, you should probably be wearing a Black Flag t-shirt driving a fucking hot rod that's got diesel smoke coming out the back of it. That's more what I feel like our generation was. Or a Nirvana shirt that's got...
Yeah, but there were a
dirty
lot
corporate
of
rock halls on
of
the back.
hippies in your generation
Hippies?
and hippies.
No.
Well, not hippies, but like people that were like
No. No, you're thinking of the older
Generation.
baby boomers. There
well,
was
you
no
guys,
fucking
like,
hippies
that
in
generation
Gen X.
still smoked a lot of weed too.
Who?
Your generation.
Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with being a hippie. I don't think there were a lot of fucking...
Did your generation care about the environment?
It wasn't as big an issue. For sure it wasn't as big an issue. I don't remember ever talking about the environment when I was a kid at all. Like, we all drove big V8s and like it was just like, you got to remember when you're a teenager, you get the secondhand cars from the generation before. Well, what were they? They were the 60s muscle cars and shit. We all drove them to learn to drive in. So we were not environmentally friendly humans. I'm still not.
I know.
I like burning stuff. Petrol
But
particularly.
you guys were, well, not you guys, but am I right in saying that
Probably not.
Gen Y have grown up with the lines being fed to them of you can be anything you want to be?
We were told that shit too. We knew that they were lying though. When my parents said you can be anything you want to be, I was like, bullshit. In my head, I'm like, bullshit. I can't be anything I want to be. No, I'm not a fucking idiot. But I was ultra aware that that was always an exaggeration.
So is it just social media?
Yep. The problem is parents aren't bringing anyone up anymore because they're all fucking too busy trying to pay their mortgages and
Pay off
life
the Tesla.
expenses, pay off their Chinese Tesla, and they don't fucking bring their kids up. Instagram's bringing their kids up. And if Instagram and social media is woke, then they're going to be woke. And if Instagram and social media and TikTok and whatever starts to kick back against this shit, they'll kick back against this shit.
What age did your girls get social media?
Pretty young. Probably 12, 13, I guess. Good luck with this bullshit. I've seen that federal law now. You got to be 14 or fucking 16 or some shit to have an Instagram account. Good luck with that shit. Good luck fucking trying to stop your kids from having access to the internet. Are they fucking out of their minds?
It's like a website that sells alcohol. You go on there, it goes, "Are you over 18? Click yes or no." And I go,
I'm not going to
yes.
click no. Yeah, I don't. It's so fucking stupid, dude. I mean, I can only imagine what we would have been like as kids, and I'm talking teenage kids, with the access to the shit you've got access to now. It's a miracle the world's not on fire. It kind of is, but it's metaphorically is. But I fucking can't believe
There's
it's
some
not.
places where it's actually on fire.
Literally. And it blows my mind. I can't tell you, as a 50-something-year-old, how hard it was as a teenage boy to see a boob. Like, just to see a boob.
Yeah, you've sent me like a thing about this, or like a comedian skit where he was like, back in the day, if you got your hands on a magazine, it was gold. Like
unbelievable. Like, if you had a friend, I remember having a mate we'd go to his house and his dad had a stash of magazines, and like, if they weren't home and that we could see them, I think I was probably 13 or 14, like, the mental images, you're just you're taking photos with your brain, because you're never going to get them. You're never going to see those things again.
Now kids
have a fucking access to unbelievable amount of shit in their pocket. It's fucked.
And it's crazy what is actually on social media platforms if you search for it.
Right, they don't have to search social media. You can just Google.
I searched once on social media for something because I was trying to find something I saw, and I searched in put in some description, and all this weird whack shit came up with like girls like half naked, like it was practically like porn almost. And I was like, what the fuck?
On Instagram.
On Instagram. And I was like, I didn't know that it was that, because obviously my feed is not algorithmed that way.
No, it's weird. Like I can't wrap my head around it. I really can't. Like, they're growing up so different, and it is influencing like everything.
Yeah. So how do you feel about leaning more into social media, being business owners? Because that is the new way of the world.
Yeah, so be it. I'll influence you kids.
Gen X style.
Yeah, I would love to like just lay down a few little Gen X bit gems every now and then.
Yeah. Have you seen that girl that I sent you, and she's raising her two sons to be like by a Gen X or a 90s kid, and she like every time they fight she goes, you have to turn around and go, are you not entertained?
Yeah, you've got to, I don't know, at some point
she's teaching them to like ding dong dash.
It's good. There's nothing wrong with any of that stuff. Like the world's gone mad. It doesn't need to be this boring and clean cut.
Isn't it weird that like you don't know your neighbours anymore either?
I don't fucking want to know my neighbours.
I know, but like I remember growing up, you'd know so many people in and around your street, and like
they were all friends.
Yeah.
Fuck that though. Fuck that. I fucking hate that shit. I don't want my neighbours to know me, and I don't want to know them. I have a friend.
I can't wait until you're 80 years old.
I had a friend growing up.
Get off my lawn!
Like Clint Eastwood in that fucking movie with the car. I can't remember what it's called.
What is it?
El
Torino or something.
Torino, whatever it was. I had a mate growing up. As an adult, we were adults, and he used to have this theory, right? You don't want to live in a shit neighborhood. You want to live in a good neighborhood where you're the gnarliest dude in the street. And I'll be always like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? He goes, if all the shit starts to go down, bro, you want to know that you can take them all out. And I'm like, that's such a Gen X thing to think. I can fuck up everyone in my street and take the shit in their fridges, and I'll be able to eat. Like, you got to be the gnarliest guy in the street.
Yeah, right. Okay. So like zombie apocalypse style.
You want to live in a nice neighborhood.
You're like, I've got all the resources around me.
You want them all running to you for help so you can fucking take advantage of everyone. That was his theory. That was like his theory in life. Make sure you're the gnarliest dude in your street. It's like, okay, bro. That's a good theory.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I always when I'm climbing these days, all the kids, like, I climb with 20-somethings, and they're all like, why do you climb at? I'm like, fucking, isn't it obvious? And I say it to everyone when I meet them, because they all think I'm going to say some fitness bullshit or whatever. I'm like, fuck, surely it's obvious why you climb. why else would you climb? And they're all like, well, why? I'm like, so when the zombies come, bro, haven't you seen it? They can't climb. You idiot. I'll be gone and everyone else will be dead. And they're like, they look at you like, is he for real? I've stuck with it. So now people come up to me and go, you're the dude who climbs because of the zombie apocalypse?
Do you know what you should start doing? You start doing and just be like, got any special skills?
Do you know what you're doing?
Do you know how to use a gun?
Yeah. It's funny. They fucking, I don't know. I mean,
just start building out your zombie apocalypse in the climbing gym. Crew, just be like, she's Barbara.
I know how to go. I've got a good crew of zombie apocalypse people at that gym. Mate, you don't even have to be the best climber. You just got to make sure you're not the worst. It's the same theory as if there's a bear chasing you. It doesn't matter if you're the fastest. Just don't make sure you're not the slowest. Because they're the one that the bear's eating. It's not going to be you. So, yeah, it's interesting. They're an interesting generation coming through, that's for sure.
Zombies can't climb?
Well, not in the movies I've seen.
Not at all.
Brainless. They can walk, but they can't climb.
What about The Walking Dead?
Yeah, they're walking dead, not the climbing dead.
Okay.
They don't climb. They'd have to all stack up to climb.
What about the movie with Will Smith in it? They couldn't go in the...
Slapper. Will Smith, the slapper.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. What movie? I didn't know he did a zombie movie.
They couldn't go in the sunlight, but at night they came out. It was like a really it was like a PG zombie movie.
Oh, no, what was that called? I Am or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, fuck
but
that.
In the end, they all came out at night and climbed over his building and climbed up the walls. And
well, that's a dodgy zombie film. The ones that I've seen, they can't climb.
Okay, cool.
So you just got to be able to climb. They can't get up.
Can they walk
up? Straight up a wall. Like climbing isn't climbing. It's not like climbing stairs. You're going straight up.
Can zombies walk upstairs?
I don't fucking know. I doubt it. They'd all just pile up, wouldn't they? I don't know. Zombies aren't real, so it's hard to know what they can do exactly.
I stopped watching zombie movies and TV shows a long time ago. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
If you watch enough of stuff, though, you don't get nightmares.
I've only ever had like a handful of like gnarly nightmares, and it's always been zombie related. I'm always being chased by zombies. And it's the freakiest fucking thing. And
really?
Yeah. Like
I've never had a zombie nightmare.
Like full blown, like wake up in terror zombies dreams.
You need to tell yourself you're prepared. I think the reason I don't have zombie nightmares is because mentally I'm good. If they come, I'm going to be sweet. I'm mentally ready for the zombies. Everything I've done in my life leads me to being able to cope. I'm fully licensed weapons expert.
You're giving like main character zombie apocalypse, dude.
I'm not worried at all. I know where to go. I know where to go get my guns. I know what to do. I've got a fucking plan. Unless John retires, then I'm fucked.
I feel like I'm either gonna be the chick that everyone underestimates,
or
and then
dead in the first 3 seconds,
and then I come through and then I turn into this fucking badass bitch. Or I'm the pregnant one where the baby turns into a zombie or something and I've gotten bitten.
No wonder you're having fucking nightmares.
You're gonna leave me behind.
You're 50-50ing it. Yeah, I don't fear the zombies.
You're good.
I'm good. I'm not worried about it. I know how to kill them. Yeah, I can climb. I can shoot. I can make weapons.
I'm on your zombie team.
We don't take no pregnant chicks, mate.
I'm not pregnant.
If you're pregnant, you're on your own. You're zombie food.
I'm not pregnant, so I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good to
now.
go.
Yeah, we'll be good to be careful. I've even thought, I've got so deep in the zombie thing. I'm like, wonder which car would be better. Do I need fast, nimble car, or do I need a big 4-wheel drive?
You need someone who knows how to fly a helicopter.
Yeah, helicopter's a good idea. How hard can it be? Doesn't look that hard on TV. It's a plane. The helicopter's like this. They pull back.
Oh, it's one less stick. We're good.
It's a joystick, man. We'll figure it out. I think...
Maybe we should get flying lessons.
Yeah, maybe I should learn. That'll be expensive. I'd love to learn how to fly, but helicopters seem so sketchy to me. I'd rather have zombies than a helicopter. I'd rather have zombie apocalypse than have to be in a helicopter too often. Have you been in a helicopter?
No.
I've been in a helicopter 3, maybe 4 times in my life. Scary as shit. They don't make sense.
Question for you. What would you do? You're in a plane, helicopter. You've got a parachute.
In a helicopter, you don't want to. Yeah, go on.
Anyway, and okay, not a helicopter, a plane.
Yeah.
You've got a parachute.
This is going to be one of these ethical dilemmas.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone on the plane's just turned into a zombie. Would you jump out of the plane?
I'd start killing zombies.
You're that afraid of jumping out of a plane?
If there's zombies in the plane, aren't there going to be zombies where I've jumped to?
Yeah, but you got a better chance. You're flying over the middle of fucking barren land or whatever.
Who's flying the plane? Is he a zombie?
It's about to be. We can't get to him.
Bro, well then I have to jump, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
I've got a parachute though.
You've got a parachute.
I have no choice.
Okay.
I have to jump.
Just
But I'm not jumping if I'm over the ocean. I'd rather be eaten by a zombie than drown. Slowly drown in the ocean with a fucking parachute.
Depends on where you are.
Yeah. There's a lot of... I need more information.
Yeah, but you said you would never jump out of a plane.
I don't fucking want to. It's the stupidest idea ever. One of my friends got fucked up jumping out of a plane. I've lived a long time. I've seen a lot of crazy
How
shit.
fucked up?
He was parachuting, skydiving.
So if I booked you...
I won't go. You'd be wasting your money, so don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it. I mean it. Don't fucking do it. I will not go. There's nothing that could make me go. I will fucking not go. And now it's on the record.
Okay.
My friend who jumped, he was a parachuting dude and he'd done heaps of jumps. And one day he was coming in and he misjudged he had a parachute obviously above him and he pendulumed into the fucking ground. So he just came in and he mistimed the landing and shattered both his legs. Like, fuck that. That further proves even when you got a parachute on, you can get fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just got, I think, a gust of wind probably. Something dumb happened. And you just got pendulumed into the ground. So the parachute was too low and he didn't come in on the right angle and fucking slammed in the ground. Shattered his legs. Yeah, he was fucked for months and months.
Healed?
I presume so.
Good again?
Yeah, he was fine. He was walked, yeah.
Okay.
But he didn't fucking go for a jog again. Like he was fucked up.
Well, you don't know that.
It was bad. Anyway, I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
Not interested. Even the experts fuck up. He was an expert. He'd done like 100 jumps. He was jumping on his own out of a plane. So he's obviously an expert.
Yeah.
And he fucked up.
All right. So
we done.
Only if zombies are in the plane.
Yeah, that'd be. Yeah, so you can't get me. I'm not just going to randomly fucking pay some fuckwit $500 to go jump out of a plane with a dude on my back. Fuck, it seems like the dumbest shit. I was going to say something else then, but...
You've already said it on this podcast. Let's not say it again.
I'm too woke to say it.
Alrighty.
Right, well, that went off the rails. Next week, we're going to talk about...
We're going to have a full zombie apocalypse plan.
Yeah, we'll talk about zombie apocalypse.
We need to plan our Japan trip.
Preparations for a zombie apocalypse and a snowboard trip to Japan. We'll make up our minds this week which one we're going to do.
Yeah, and if you know how to fly a helicopter, get in touch.
Get in touch. We still haven't got a weather expert either. If someone wants to come on and talk about the climate, who actually knows what they're talking about, just direct message us on the Borders Instagram. Yep. Borders.skate.snow. I got it right, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Like and subscribe. See you next week.